this, and it's not like, oh, we're impressive, we're smart. We've discovered how they operate from engaging them. You learn more in each conflict, and this data can literally defeat these people who are horrible authoritarians.
Yeah, the key bits is exposure. The moment the ordinary person can see and understand what's happening, what these people are doing, that, as I say, that's 90% of the battle. But they have, I use the word infected because they are a disease. They've infected society, and what we do is we infect them, but we use the truth. When Occupy movement was active up in London, we went up and met people, we went and talked to people on the streets, and we handed out UK column newspapers, we talked to them about what we were doing, we talked to them about what we understood was going on. And then over a matter of 2 or 3 weeks, people from that movement were then emailing and contacting us because they wanted more information. And after a while, they started to tell us that they'd realized that their organization was partly infected by the other side, who were running focus groups. It was just amusing to watch. You could see people who were clearly professionally trained coming in amongst people who were camping on the streets, and they were gently nudging them into doing things which decisions which they wouldn't have made under their own steam.
Exactly, and really they have all these NGOs who later bragged. They called out the Occupy, hey, let's resist the corruption, so they could send out their operatives in a live laboratory war game. They're using us to war game. We've got to use them to war game.
And it absolutely works. Now, something that happened early last year up in the northeast of England was 600 people appeared on the streets when a judge was arrested for running an unlawful court. So effectively that was a citizen's arrest. But there were 600 people on the streets. They were talking, they were laughing, they were communicating with the police. There was no violence, there was no trouble. And it was so powerful because the police were curious. They'd never encountered, they were there with their riot vehicles, they had police dogs, they had all the force ready to go. And instead they found ordinary people talking and laughing and joking with them. And they were fascinated. They took hundreds of copies of our newspapers away from them. We had people come